Alright, so here I am talking about maps again. This time it's going to be a bit more elaborate because I don't want to have another sound strike on my YouTube account for using freaking music. So, I'll be talking, I'll try to keep it under 15 minutes. No promises. This is a new terrain that I just made. Again, disclaimer. Yes, I have a squeaky chair. If you can hear that, that's fine too. But here's the thing, right? So this is again a different type of terrain. This is again a four-way mirror, if you can make that out. So this is mirrored completely all around. But it still is quite different from different angles, which I'm going to talk about. Again, disclaimers, this is not final. I just slapped on a texture because I'm focusing on terrain right now and not on making it pretty, which is also quite a thing to do. So, right, okay. Before we start, I want to just show you, this looks very bumpy and this looks very go up and go down. And this is true if you are going to traverse the terrain without really knowing it. This is a little bit more, well, I dare to say blue shift like, and then you go down a hill, you go up a hill. Again, if you negotiate it without any sort of map knowledge, you'd go up here, up there, and go up there and there, you know. But when you start negotiating terrain and start learning the terrain, you realize that there is a certain flow to it. Okay, so this isn't completely made by hand. This is a little bit generated and then added with some ISO lines in World Creator. But okay, I want to single out a specific hill here to show you what different angles of approach can mean on a map like this, because this hill is available 4 times on each end of the map because of the mirror. So when you look at this, it is a stupidly steep hill set in a very flat landscape, right? Okay, again, scale is something very different. We'll see that once I start playing, because this is the biggest map I've made so far. If you look here, maybe you can try and get up here with some speed, stop there and go up. So this is quite an annoying hill. Now when you turn around it, you can see already there's a gentler slope here that you might be able to negotiate. Go up here, already taking some speed off of the gentle decline here, and then go up. Now if you look from this angle, however, then it starts already isn't that scary anymore. We just go down here and this becomes rather nice. There's a lot of this kind of thing in the terrain, namely the creating of valleys and the natural building of terrain, which means that this is easy enough, but when you go to the other side of it, it is a deadly drop. And again, here is a pit you don't want to be in because it's just going to get you stuck. Also is the term, well, the idea of flatness. If we think flat, we think katabatic, we think really just horizontal, okay? This doesn't exist in this map. This looks like flat terrain, okay? This is, again, we've got a big giant hill here, and that, you know, this is of course the middle of the map, so it's all beautifully symmetrical in this area. But the second you start looking here, you almost can't see the symmetry. Oh, by the way, the warping of the terrain, you will see, is because of LOD, of course. Level of detail, which helps your computer not die. This is 8000 resolution terrain, and it's quite big. It's on 75% of that resolution, I believe. Anyway, we just gonna jump right in to show you just how unflat all of this is. It's gonna take a while when it loads. So we are gonna start at the middle here. There we go. Also, there's no sound here, and the weapons are completely unadjusted to this kind of terrain yet. So you can see this is an inheritance disc launcher. It's the projectile speed. We're not going to be using weapons because they haven't been balanced yet. So, okay, we're just jumping down here. Get the sense of scale already from the drop. Now again, gameplay wise, this jetpack and everything, the damage mechanic needs to be, I'll tell you when I'm supposed to die, which I don't because the mechanic isn't in. Also, you might think that this is forgiving. The jetpack only maintains speed. It gives very little. At the start it gives you a little bit, just like this. It looks like I'm going really fast all of a sudden. It isn't true. Anyway, but that's balance area. I've called this Canyon Crossing because I'm uninspired and don't know what to call maps anymore. But it's kind of like Dangerous Crossing here. and it's kind of like Canyon Crusade in other areas. We'll see if anything of that survives. Good, so let's go down here. Already, this isn't just a little ball, okay? This is a hill with different pieces to it, and it's quite a big one at that. It's one of the bigger ones. It's also not really intended to climb up like this, and it's probably, in terms of what base location and everything, is something we really need to look at. Okay, so now we're on the flat ground that we saw before. Okay, this is already blending in. I could already go up here without much issue and already be quite high. This is very smooth in this area because it's kind of like a riverbed or whatever you want to call it. So even the flattest, I'm just not going to do anything with my jets here. You can see that I'm already gaining speed. This is already a steep decline in TA terms, gaining speed off of that going up the hill here. So it's very much like a skate park, and there's really no flatness to it. If I start moving, you can see the jets don't give me anything at this speed anymore, and even I can't even steer anymore. I really need to use the jets to get where I want to. So you get very predictable very fast. I can use the lateral jet, all of my lateral jets, just to make me turn that little bit. Now I'm dead in the water, I can't change, I need to wait for it to be any sort of help. So let's go up here, and already you can see we're quite far, and this is quite gentle, this is quite nice. This is the kind of well, you stay in the valleys here basically. Go down, we're all still at the mirrored parts of the seam here, so we can have, if we go down here, we'll see a giant valley. Let's go up this hill, and a quite steep hill, and realize that we're not even at the highest part of the map, not even close. And this, of course, again, there are barriers here that you aren't supposed to traverse. If I go down here, and I'm probably, if I don't stick this line, I need to use all of my jets not to die here. Okay, I'm not dying, of course, because there's no damage mechanic. And then trying to get up here is rather a waste of time, because you'll probably die, just get shot down by chasers getting up here. Because there is going to be a weapon that drains energy and everything, so you'll just be dead in the water. But again, this is a nice flat area, let's say. Steepness all around. Because we're forcing it. We're forcing ourselves up this hill. And maybe that's not the best thing to do. So this is already a small drop. Let's go deeper into the terrain here. This is nice and flat. Or I should say smooth, not flat. And we could go, we don't want to go down there because that's dangerous. And we have to work our way up with a little bit of speed we have. There we go. So this again, ill-advised to go, that's the edge of the map as well. So we're quite out there, let's say, but this is a nice drop. It's really fun to do. I want to go over there, I can't. I have to take all the way down because the map won't allow me. I need to use all of my jets, so the speed is definitely something you need to take into account. I'm already at the edge of the map here, which I didn't want to do, but don't really have a choice in the matter because I am going so fast. Yes. This again, let's try to get up here, shall we? So this is me forcing myself on the terrain, basically. This is me wanting to go to a certain point and not following the flow of the map. There we go. Now again, this is much smoother terrain. In the background it doesn't look like it because of the size, but I've made sure that this is very TA-like in its skiability, which immediately increases the speed that I actually had to enlarge the map by about 25%. Otherwise this would have been too easy. Okay, so the way I just went was completely unintended. I didn't want to go to the edge of the map, but the terrain took me there, or I could have just K'd out and started over. So again, I'm just gonna jet over this because this is, again, it's gentle over there, but look how the jets barely get me there, and I was very slow in doing so. Again, we're going down. And now, this is the hill I was talking about. we're now at the gentle area of it, and we can probably make it up here with no problem. With the speed I have. Now this is still going to be ill-advised to do. So what we really want to do is get around here. I'm just gonna see how the jets do not help me. I'm gonna stop here. I can walk this till about this steepness. So this is more like it. This is gentler. I can use the jets and stop the jets and let them regen a little bit and get up top. There's not really any reason to do so. I don't know where the bases are going to be or anything. Just doing this. And this is much kinder. Now we're going to the steep stupid area here. There we go. Now we come to a flat, nice and flat part. If we can stick to these kind of areas, see now I've got some speed, I can make it across without having to do all of that. Oh, well. Oops, it easy, and again, down we go. And killing the speed a little bit in there. And this is a nicer area to be in. There's of course a stupid amount of terrain, and this is survivable. This is nice. And go up again, and we'll come to a different area. There we go. So this isn't completely an instant drop. This is like I said, this is a rise and fall map. This definitely is intended to be this. This is more intended, you see. This is an area what you want to be at. That's where the middle is. And this is where you're supposed to be, like I said. This is then around the seam here. So the more outward you go, the more dangerous the terrain becomes. The more skillful a skier you need to be to survive it. Again, this is fun terrain to have a combat in. You see, this is not using all of your jets for movement. Plenty there for combat. This is a complete barren patch. This is all the way up the top. This is not down. And it flows beautifully into the next valley. And this is still very high, but easy to play around in. This is probably an area where you want your base to be. Once you go over the ridge, which is again, this isn't a stupid little hill. This is a large swath of land that then brings you to this landscape. A landscape that's not cut off by a invisible wall, but if you are careful enough, can make part of the game. Because we were not even outside of the middle of the map. This is where it becomes... See, that... I shouldn't have gone that fast. I could have used that hill. I didn't. I had to use the jets. The kind of gameplay we're going to be seeing on this is not just going to be fixed base CTF. Because we want to explore this. We don't want to... There's not going to be... Well, static routes are going to definitely be more of a thing than circular routes. Again, look at this. I can just keep climbing, keep climbing, keep climbing. And I'm not even at the edge. This is just a large feature hill that was, you know, that felt massive. Look at this decline. Look at this. And then now, when we go down here, it starts to become a bit rougher. Yeah, there you go. And I'm dead. You see, this is death. If I survive that, I won't have any sort of energy to get up here. So this is kind of cheating what I'm doing now. Or maybe a pack will allow you to do that. We'll see. To do the more dangerous stuff for a kind of drawback. There we are. This is the kind of terrain I wanted to see. And I want to make it viable. There's conservation of momentum, there's potential energy being stored by going here. And again, these are flat areas. Look at it flow. These are the flat areas of the map. These are the calm llama trench areas of the map. And you can use that. You climb, look at that. How in that little steepness, we suddenly built up this amount of potential energy, and we're now floating helplessly in the middle of this canyon, ripe for the taking, basically. Because now we need to get up here. We're completely still. And this is where you can see the scale comes in. I'm completely helpless up top. I need to use all these jets, and then suddenly those jets, the stupidly regenerating jets, make sense. Because if you make a mistake, if you don't use the jets, you go fast, very fast. You can go very far, but you're also predictable. Because I don't want to go these places, the game takes me there. Because I'm just using the jets for altitude, and now I overshot. So I need to twiddle around. See, and this is basically death. I've been sniped a billion times, my energy's been drained, and I've probably been mid-aired. If this is a chase, because everyone goes as fast. Again, I'm sort of moving away from the more casual terrain here. And we get these rise and falls. But if you don't want to do that, you can always go to this kind of area. But so, again, there's not as much conservation of momentum and not as much potential energy storage in the hills, by which I mean is you go up a hill, you use all of that energy to go up a hill, and when you're going down the hill, you're probably going to end up exactly the same speed as you were going. So if I go from here to there, that'll probably be, you know, negligible speed increase. I can't make a route out of that. But if I go here, maybe, yeah, it's still going to be quite steep. So you need to be careful and think about where you want to go. And here, it's less steep. I've already built up my speed now. Keeping it with the jets. There we go. And this could be the start of a route. I don't know. I haven't. This terrain is a day old. See, now I made a mistake. I'll survive. But look how slow I'm going already. So the movement isn't that punishable. Well, of course, if I didn't have the jets, if somebody would have hit me with that energy weapon, for instance, then I would have just been dead. I would have cratered. Anyway, this is the kind of map I want to see. I mean, we saw the edge of the map once because we're so close to it here, because this is the middle, and in the width is actually, well, if you stick to the seam of the map, I'll just do that real quick. Sticking to the seam, that was where the edge was. See, how much do you notice that this is a symmetrical map, really? All the hills are here 4 times. See, I'm trying to force myself to the middle. This is what I'm trying to do. I could just stop, but come on, there you go. There's the middle. That's where I want to be. You just start skiing, and you know you never really choose where to go because of the skiing. You really need to choose your hills carefully and use the stupid jets that you have. Will get you up and high, maybe fast, but left and right. Even with full use of the lateral jets, it's gonna be quite difficult. Anyway, okay, we'll just ride the seam here. See if I can get up. There we go. See, that was half my energy bar just to make that little nudge. That's what's important here. See, okay. Oopsie daisy. Again, too much speed there. Splat. I'm dead. Could have used all my jets to come to a standstill and survive, but I did not. Okay, so this is the middle hill. You will notice. It's actually... Oh, is it though? I can't even remember. I've made this map, I know. Quite curious. Where's the floaty thing? I've already lost it. Oh well. Anyway, we're still sort of doing the scene. So this, like, giant valley, for instance, it's cool, and it's really fun. So this flat area here already gives quite a bit of potential energy. But, whoopsie daisies, it's not over yet. Down the ridge of the map. And already deviated. Okay, back on track. Again, bad negotiation of the hill. Like saying that. Sounds technical. Mostly bullshit. Ooh. Where will it end? Where will it end? Here it is. This is where it ends. Oops. Wouldn't say that. It's also fun to make a map that doesn't end on flatness. So it's basically the hills cut out here, but it's not going. See, look at that. Kind of cool drop here. We could ride the edge a little bit, but I want to see one more thing. I'm already going over 20 minutes, but fuck it. I will be oh! There's still some things to work out. Been a while since I had one. Where are we going? The other side of the sea, maybe? I don't know. See, I'm limping. I'm basically limping across those hills, even with these kind of jets. They're great. They have very quick boost at the start. I mean, if you're standing completely still, then you will see how much you can do with them. So for duels, they're really important to have this kind of mobility. But the second you start moving at a skiing speed, then they suddenly become useless. Because now, I could see, that's all the adjustments I can do. So they're pretty good. And they're well balanced, even though they'll look kind of stupid. But that's the thing, I mean, the main focus is going to be combat. And bring it a bit more Quake-like in that. So, I mean, the energy is still going to be important, but it's not going to necessarily kill you. But look, now I'm here. What's the point now? If I was on a route, I might as well K out. I'm just going to keep trying to get to the top, but this is the kind of terrain these jets were made of. I'm not gonna make it. Ah, damn it. Should have focused more. So I'm going down. I've already got the jets at the end, but if I would have used all of those jets to stop, I probably still would have created. They were back really quickly. See, I can use these for a very long time, regenning as, but I'm not changing direction or anything. It's still inevitable. See, I can go high. Now what? I'm high. I can stay high. I'm stupidly slow compared to what you can achieve on land. And this is basically a shoot me sign. There we go. But this, I love this. There's no down jets, but the gravity sure as hell is a lot stronger than it is than you would expect. I mean, if I just were to jump down, for instance, let's say. Look. Okay, I'm gonna stop jetting now. I dropped like a freaking brick and you'd probably die doing that. Ah, the hills come alive. No, don't want to get that other copyright flag. This is good. And this isn't difficult to go over now. Need to be careful though, need to be careful. See, shouldn't have had that much speed. This will be survivable. Alright. Again, careful with that, and here comes the brick. Yeah, I think I like this terrain. Again, look, this impassable. It's intended. You're not supposed to go up like from there. You're just going through the valley here. And you can go up around the back. You could try and get, see, all the lateral jets to make a turn. Go up here. Maybe, see, you can traverse across there and get up that hill. Or you can slide down there and get there from a side. So corners, very important. And the angle of how you're going to do it. Because these aren't just little round blobs. These are proper hills. And again, I just didn't have enough energy to get up here, so it's not going to work. Unless I, you know, spend a lot of effort. A lot of effort. Which is kind of pointless. But that's a blocking hill. It's supposed to be like that. And it's supposed to kill you when you fall down. See, again, steep hill, steep drop, and less so. Still steep, but manageable. And again, I can probably traverse this. Slow as fuck. Ah, look at these terraces. This really turned out well. Beautiful terrace, and suddenly you're in flatland. Who would have thought that down there is a stupid drop? What's over the hill? See, the anticipation is great. I made this map, and I'm still looking forward to see what's on the other end of this. What will it be? You can't see the horizon. You can see a little bit here, but this feels like it's an endless map. I know it isn't. I don't know where I am, but oh. Yeah. Go on. Look, gentleness. Gentle valley sloping through. And not going to fall into the trap. You actually have to ski. You actually have to jet ski here, you know? Oops. And that's survivable. And look at that. Maybe this could be a route. If you take this and then, of course, bam, here, you ruin it by doing that. Again, anticipation. Over the hills and far away. Aha! We're back at the middle. All roads lead to the middle. Okay. That was a lot longer than I wanted to go on for, but let's be honest. I would have expected differently. Again, see, even the steep drop here isn't too steep. And the flat area here, look. It looks like a real little round ball, this thing. It really does, but it isn't. Look, the slopes here, these little areas, you still have to keep jetting to keep up, right? Because you're just going to slide off. Even if you're not skiing, there will be enough, won't be enough to hold you on to. This is the flat round ball you saw in the beginning. This is the flattest part of it. And again, the horizon, quite small. You can't see anything happening down below. Oh yeah, for the drop. That's the most boring hill in here. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep doing this for a while. Okay, so there you go. Project Freefall. Still being worked on. And definitely we'll see more in the future. Bye bye.